There's a lot of beautiful islands out there. Unfortunately, mine is not one of them, and that's because I struggle with planning. I have to know exactly where I'm putting everything and what it will look like before I move anything or touch any part of my island, because I don't want to waste spells and I'm terrified I will hate it almost immediately. And if that sounds familiar to you, then I come bearing good news. Recently, I was shown a brand new tool to help with planning out your island. The best part of this tool is that it's in 3D, so you can actually see what some of your ideas will look like in the game. So stick your hard hats on and let's dive in. It was made by developers Robert Fincham and Carmela Diaz, who you can support on Patreon. I'll leave a link to both their Patreon and the Island Planner website in the description below. So firstly, there are two ways to access the planner. If you go to the website bobacupcake.itch.io/island-planner, you can use it on the website, or if you scroll further down, there is a download link. Honestly, I recommend downloading it because the website version doesn't run as well as the downloaded version. It's quite slow. There are versions for Windows, Mac and Linux, but unfortunately you can't use it on mobile. Also, they very cleverly made sure there is no mention of Animal Crossing on the website, so those pesky Nintendo ninjas don't find it. Once you've opened it for the first time, you'll get a completely blank map to play with. On the left hand side, you'll have all of the tools you'll need. There's water, cliffs, paths, buildings, inclines and bridges, and then fences. I just want to quickly add, whilst I was making this, they updated it to include fences and the mini-map, so in my footage the fences square is blank and I don't have the mini-map. Things that are missing at the moment are trees, bushes and flowers, so you can't put them in yet either. As you can see, I've already started mine. I've built the opening of my town as it is in my game. I did try to make the river match my game, but it didn't exactly go to plan. So what I'm now showing you is designing my idea for my museum. I want to have 2 inclines and a waterfall section. Unfortunately, I can't show you the finished result in my town because my museum hasn't moved yet, but this should be how it looks in game based on my friend's town, which is where I got the idea from. If I were to give you my honest opinion, I would suggest using this to just plan certain sections rather than your whole island. Although now it is easier to plot things with the mini-map, it's difficult to work out where each section of your islands lands on the grid without meticulously measuring everything in game. I tried my best, but I was still out by a few squares on the grid in comparison to my game. A great use is for plotting things like an orchard, and here's my friend's town with the finished product. I'm going to attempt to plot my campsite in the same way and then do it in game and see how it looks. I've just done a basic idea of how my cliffs at the back look in my game to start with, and we'll go from there. The controls take a second to get used to, but once you do, it's extremely easy to get what you want done. The cliffs and rivers are a little bit finicky, but they do look great. My main criticisms are that the beaches are quite square, the rivers don't go right to the mouth so start on the land, and that you can't zoom out all the way, even though I know you can't do that in Animal Crossing. But these are things the developers have said they want to work on. It's also important to note that cliffs are a bit glitchy and it's better to build them from back to the front, because sometimes you can't fill it in from behind, but that's only a minor inconvenience. I think for a very early build, this planner is fantastic and is exactly what I've been after since I saw that terraforming was available in New Horizons. There are some bugs, but they've listed them on the website alongside a list of things they are prioritising and an update log. I think it's really important to have this kind of openness with any developer. I much prefer being able to see a 3D version of any of my ideas compared to a 2D one, which I know a lot of people started with. There is a 2D web app called the Happy Island Designer, which is for the same thing and is similar but obviously two-dimensional. However, if you're like me and need to see a physical shape to things to be able to visualise it, then this island planner is definitely the way to go. I will link the Happy Island Designer down below if you want to check it out though. So here's the campsite in the planner tool, and then here's the result in game. Obviously it's not quite finished yet, the campsite hasn't moved and I still need to add some inclines, but those will take days to do. But I really like how it looks so far. I just need to add some bushes and foliage and all those kinds of things to make it look even better. So that's the Island Planner app. Definitely check it out if you're struggling with designing your island, because this has been a great help to me. I hope this video has been helpful as always. A like would be appreciated if you've enjoyed it, and if you've seen a tool or website that you think I should cover to help others with their Animal Crossing islands, then leave it in a comment down below. Subscribe if you'd like to see more from me, and I'll see you next time. Bye!